Okay, so apparently my videos have gotten to the point to where they are so pessimistic that people seem to think that I'm just completely incapable of feeling any type of excitement or hype whatsoever. And if anything is even like anything new is announced with the words Dragon Ball attached to it, this will just send me in some sort of horrible, drunken, spiraling depression. That's only half true. But there are a few Dragon Ball things that still excite me. Things that I still have faith in, that they haven't completely destroyed, and when I hear about them, I get pumped. And the last thing that had me really, really excited in this franchise was the announcement of Dragon Ball Xenoverse. There's a few reasons for that. First off, it was the return of Dimps to the franchise. The return to Dimps making Dragon Ball games. I pretty much liked the majority of their games. I always thought they had like the right idea. Burst Limit was kind of shit, but for the most part, they usually had their shit together. I liked pretty much anything else that they had done with the franchise. So when I heard they were going to be doing this game, I started learning more about it. I'm like, okay, so we're going to have like that kind of free-moving combat that was in the Tenkaichi series. We're going to have online battles. We're going to have character customization. And we're going to have a storyline that's, vaguely inspired, or mostly inspired, by Dragon Ball Online. Shit, yes! Like, everything about this sounded like the Dragon Ball game I had been waiting for. And the fact that Dimps was behind it, I was just like, yes, okay, this is what I've been wanting. I have faith in this. I am super excited, super goddamn pumped. And when the game came out, yeah, it pretty much hit my expectations. I went in, expecting like, it's gonna be like an 8 or a 9, right? Somewhere in between there. That's pretty much what I got. It was a really good goddamn game. One of the best, games that have like the Dragon Ball license attached to it. And probably just the best at being a Dragon Ball game. Like, as far as like, recreating the sensation of like, like seeing those Dragon Ball fights, the epic scale of them and everything. This game really just kind of got that across. It made you feel like a fucking Z fighter, and it was just awesome overall. One of the best parts about it was it also didn't rehash the story. It wasn't the same old go through the Saiyan arc, then the Frieza arc, then the androids, then Cell, then Boo. No, you just it did all that, but it framed it with this brand new narrative, with these brand new villains, brand new in air quotes, and it spiced it up. It took something old, made it new again. Gave us these storylines that we were really familiar with, but just kind of flipped them on their head a bit, and just reinvigorated them, and made a really enjoyable gaming experience. So of course, with Xenoverse 2 being announced, I got really excited for that too. Much like everyone else who is like super pumped about that game, I am super pumped about that game. And, and the main reason I'm like super excited about that and not, say, the new arcs of Dragon Ball Super is that unlike Dragon Ball Super, Xenoverse never let me down. Like, Dimps hasn't really let me down, ignoring Burst Limit. But, Xenoverse, they knocked it out of the fucking park. And their games only get better with time. Like, every time they make a new installment of their series, they kind of refine it, they change it. And I thought Budokai 3 was like just the pinnacle right there that they had been aiming towards. Then they took a little bit of sidestep with the Shin Budokai games. So yeah, I had infinite faith in like this whole sequel. I'm really looking forward to it. And, there are a few things I really want to see in it. I've actually made a list of all the things that I hope get done. Because, like I said, this game was a good, somewhere between an 8 or a 9. And there are definitely some improvements that can be made that could just completely bump this bitch up to a 10. And I was going to go over some of the things that I noticed with this game. Like, the little issues that I had that I would like to see fixed. First off, not really an issue. Like, it wasn't a problem with the game, but it's just something that I kind of am really looking forward to with this one is a larger roster. We already know from the trailer we're going to get a larger roster. We're going to get the movie villains. Hopefully we get all the movie villains. Hopefully they don't cut any movie villains out. And hopefully they don't just stop at the movies. Shit, do the OVAs. Do Hot Jack, do Tarble and Abo and Kato, and do those. Give us like everything. If you can fit it in, do it. Also, don't just stop at Dragon Ball Z, guys. Now, like, GT got a little bit of love last time. You know, I want to see GT, you know, really just, you know, go all out with GT this time. Like, give us all the ones we got before. But also, you know, Go 10 would be nice. Like, and you could have, like, an alternate outfit where he's, like, you know, one of his alternate outfits could be the outfit that he wears at the end of Z, where he has the longer hair and he's wearing, like, the shirt with his name on it. That would be pretty cool. There's Oob, of course. Like, Oob would really be nice. Fucking Baby. I don't know why the hell Baby was cut out of the last game. I mean, like, you know, like, you get the fight to use R for, but no, I want to fucking play as Baby. He's one of my favorite goddamn characters. And to see like all the other friggin', like, you know, noteworthy GT villains in that game, and then just Baby gets brushed off. It's like, what the fuck? It's like you take like one of the most iconic characters from this series, and you don't make them playable in the game where other characters from it are playable. Could you imagine they made a fucking Dragon Ball Z game and it's just, you know, they didn't include Frieza? It's like, people would lose their shit. You kidding me? Come on, it's bullshit. Also, you know, as far as the character customization stuff, more races. I want to see, like, more playable races. We have, you know, there's so many freaking aliens in Dragon Ball. You know, let us play as more of them. Let's see, you know, maybe like the Kaios. That would be cool. Like, you know, make a Kaioshin class. That would be pretty cool. Artificial humans. You know, you can make like, you know, like a 19 like just big old fat Dobot, or you could try and make Cell. Like, that would be cool. Like a Bug Monster Man. You know, don't limit yourself to just these handful of things. Like, you know, let people be more creative and just give people more options. What else? Also, transformations. As far as, like, you know, character goes, go like full-blown Dragon Ball Heroes and just lay on the fan service. Because, you know, giving Trunks Super Saiyan 3 hair isn't going to be that hard. Giving Pan some Super Saiyan hair isn't going to be hard. You know, just give these character transformations that we're not used to seeing them in, and that we haven't really seen, like, in a fighting game. You know, just go all out, go apeshit. Don't hold back. That's my whole thing. Like, just don't hold back with the fan service. It's a video game. Like, this video game should be like a celebration of the franchise. Make sure it's a celebration of the franchise. And when I say the franchise, I mean the whole franchise, because I forgot to mention Dragon Ball. Make sure you include characters from Dragon Ball. I want to see Tao Pai Pai. I want to see Kid Goku. I want to see Piccolo Daimao. I want to see Chi-Chi. You know, kid and teenage. You know, why not include these characters? You know, they're there. The Muten Roshi. And, you know, yeah, you run to the issue of, like, well, they can't fly. It's like, well, fuck, man. Mr. Satan can't fly. Jocko can't fly. They've found ways around that. There's no reason to not include those characters. You know, they're classic characters. Fuck, you could even make, like, Kid Goku just an alternate skin of GT Goku. And I don't think anyone would give it. I mean, it'd be super simple. I mean, if you already have the Kid Goku model there, throw a friggin' red gi on him, or like the blue gi with the white belt, and just give him a different moveset. It wouldn't be hard. God damn it. So yeah, you know, include everything. You know, the kitchen sink and all. Just go all out. Like I said, this game should be really like a celebration of the franchise. And of course, before anyone asks, yes, Super. Definitely include Super. Include, you know, Trunks with his fucked up outfit that he's showing up with in that he's gonna be showing up with in Super. Show Black Goku, I suppose, you know, because I'm sure he's gonna be a major villain, so you're gonna want to include him in the game. The Xenoverse 6 guys, Shampoo, Vados, go all out. That's all I'm asking. You know, make sure and don't fucking, if you're gonna like start cutting characters, I recommend you start cutting characters like fucking a pool. I don't think anyone really gave a shit playing as a fucking having a Frieza grunt being playable. No one gave a shit. No one. At all. Whatsoever. Also, Demigra. Why the fuck wasn't Demigra fucking playable? Even with all the DLCs, never made Demigra playable. Bullshit. Next up, I really like to see the combat refined. The combat was pretty solid in it, but like for the most part, they get to like a lot of things where things kind of felt like a clusterfuck, and it just kind of felt like I was flailing around and smashing buttons, and it didn't really feel like my inputs mattered that much. So, you know, maybe just kind of refine the combat a little bit, the hit detection, things like that. The lock-on feature, because I know like sometimes like the lock-on wouldn't always work for me. Like sometimes, you know, I try to hit it and it wouldn't lock on, or, you know, just little things, just little tweaks, you know, just little improvements. I expect that's going to be a thing that's going to happen regardless. Something I'm not expecting, but I hope is a thing, is like to kind of create more diversity between the characters, because, you know, in a game like this, the characters feel kind of samey. Make them play differently. Make it feel like, you know, like the characters have like these completely unique move sets that are unique, you know, that are just, you know, like I said, unique to them. And, you know, I understand with a huge roster, you're not going to have, you know, be able to make it that diverse. But, you know, you could at least go the extra mile, create like a fighting style for the artificial humans. So then you have like 17 could be like the well-balanced variant, and then you have like 18, maybe she'll be faster, have less health, but she can like rapid fire more damage. You could have like 16 be like, you know, like the slower variant that's like the bruiser and does more physical damage. Maybe have Super 17 be a version that's like fast and does like really massive key damage. You know, there's a lot you can do there. Just little things like that to just kind of make each character really feel different, and not just like, well, I'm picking this character because I like this character, not because it's actually like, you know, a character whose combat style is, you know, more geared towards me. Something else I'd like to see, as far as, like the combat, the AI. Fix the fucking AI. Like, the AI, for the enemies is cheap as fucking shit. I have been wanting to, like, fucking break my goddamn controller over fucking parallel quests where it's you by yourself, and they throw you in a match with Goku and Gohan and Goten, and it's just like Kamehameha, Kamehameha, Kamehameha. You know, you're not even done riding one freaking ki blast before this next one coming is already hitting you. It's bullshit. You get freaking locked down, and unless you have like an escape move, you can't do shit. And if you don't have like enough power for your escape move, you're fucked. You're fucked, and it sucks, and it's terrible. So yeah. And that's actually going to go into my thing of, make those attacks less spammable. You know, like, if you have like a big ultimate attack like that, make it to where you don't fucking spam that shit, like, or it can't be spammed. You know, because that shit gets cheap as hell. It's fucking aggravating. And then you end up, like, you know, you end up doing, like, really freaking well in a fight, only to have that shit happen to you right near the end, and it completely fucks you over, and you want to fucking throw your controller against the room, and it just makes you want to throw a goddamn 8-year-old size temper tantrum. So yeah, you know, make those attacks less spammable. Also, fuck the stamina gauge. I just want to say, fuck the stamina gauge. Why is there a stamina gauge? Why can't we just have the key gauge? What is wrong with just a key gauge? You know, the key gauge would, you know, if you're dashing, it'll drain from the key gauge. If you're shooting a key blast, it drains from the friggin' key gauge. Have that be where everything comes from. Don't let, you don't need the fucking stamina bar. That's just like one more fucking bar I need to keep track of. It's something that does, you know, and also, recharging your key. That shouldn't be a fucking equipable ability. That should just be something that your character does by default. I was so confused by this game when I realized that was an ability that had to be fucking equipped. Because I'm just like, why do I need to equip this? Why can't my character just charge their key naturally, like in every other fucking Dragon Ball game I've played? So, that was aggravating. And it's just these little things I feel that would, once again, it's just little things that would kind of, you know, smooth out the combat, make it more enjoyable, you know, give the players more options, and just certain things just shouldn't be walled off and have to be equipable items. You know, you shouldn't have, like I said, that stamina gauge. I think the stamina gauge was a horrible fucking idea. And, God, especially, like, when you run out of stamina, and you, especially, like, also teleporting. You know, because you try to teleport, you get, like, 2 teleports in, and, oh, look at that, your stamina gauge is completely depleted. You know, if that were your key gauge, you wouldn't have to worry. Also, charging key. It was kind of bullshit when it's just like, it takes a while to fire up, and then when you want to stop, it takes a while to stop. So, by the time you've tried to stop, like, powering up, your opponent's already all up in your nuts, just whipping the shit out of you. So, reduce the time. Just make it like as soon as I hit the button, I start charging up. As soon as I stop hitting the button, I stop charging up. Make it feel responsive. Make it feel like my inputs goddamn matter. It's a fighting game. You want quick, responsive things to happen. Like, you want that to... If you want it to feel good, if you want to have like a really good game feel, you want the response time to be pretty quick there. Because you don't want to get completely caught off guard. Like, you release the button, you try to do something, it's like, oh no, you're still stuck in this one animation that you were doing. No, fuck that, that's dumb. Also, control customization. Xenoverse had it like to a small extent where it's like you can pick between like this controller layout and this controller layout and this controller layout. Why don't you just let me pick exactly where I want to place these buttons? I want this button to do this feature and this button to do this feature, and that would be really conducive to me playing this game and just make it once again a more enjoyable experience for very little effort. I don't know why the hell, games don't do that naturally. I think every game should just let me freaking lay out the buttons where I want to, because hey, I think your control scheme is shit. Especially when you have dumb shit like, oh, well, if I hold, the block button and hit the X, then I drop down, but if I want to fly up, I have to, just hit the X button by itself. So, yeah, the fact that that's, a two-button thing, honestly, I'd much rather have that just mapped to the shoulders, where I hit, L1 and I fly up, and I hit L2 and I fly back down. I would just, once again, it would feel tight and responsive, and just little things like that. Let me customize the controls. Also, and this goes back into, I guess, would loop back into the combat of this game. This is a fighting game. If you want the multiplayer to fucking matter, make it competitive. And by making it competitive, I'm talking about, once again, balancing the combat, things like that, but also, if you're doing, versus matches, I understand you guys are going for the whole MMO thing, and they wanted to have, levels and equipment, and they wanted all that shit to matter, but, in a versus match, against a player, that's bullshit. If someone just goes and buys the game, and they're, 6 months late to the party, and everyone else is rolling around with the best gear, level 99, you can't fucking play anybody. It would take you forever to fucking find someone. So, yeah, I really hate that. It's a fucking fighting game. And if you want people to play your fighting game, and to really get involved in the online aspect of it, and the whole 1v1 versus, or however many versus, you want to... You don't want to give people unfair advantages like levels and fucking equipment and stats, and also the equipment affecting your stats is bullshit. Just because, if I want my character to look a certain way, but oh no, this equipment completely ruins the stat of the build I was working on. Yeah, that was some lovely horseshit. I don't think the equipment should factor in, especially when there are so many other elements in this game where you can, adjust your individual stats, where you can put this in the key and this in the strength and this, why, and of course your character's specific build type and race also to alter what those stats are going to be strong in. Why have fucking equipment that alters that further? You're just adding an extra layer to complicate things. Here just making it simpler, I feel, would make it better. You don't need all these extra things. It's just you're piling on more shit, and it's just kind of making it unnecessarily complicated. And yeah, and once again, I think that would help for the whole online community. It would help for people wanting to play multiplayer, and do the whole versus matches and stuff. Because if you want to be anything like a competitive fighter, that's where you're going to want to go. Street Fighter. Street Fighter isn't fucking, isn't popular because, oh, look at all the stats and all the things that you can, level up, and it's no, it's just you have this pre-built character and this pre-built character, and they fight, and whoever is the best with their pre-built character, or whoever's pre-built character is the cheapest, wins. That's like fighting game 101. Don't be giving people unfair advantages in this shit. Just don't do it. Also, another little thing I'd like to see with the equipment would be just the ability to customize the colors. There's a few, character-specific outfits where pretty much all the character-specific outfits, like Goku and Trunks and all of them, you couldn't, customize the color of their clothing. You had it was like that feature was locked off, and there was a few character costumes specifically where you could like, oh, here's Trunks' jacket, and here's like this turtle gi, and you can adjust the colors on those specific ones. Like you had to buy a special variant of it that lets you do that. Why? Why would you gate off like a feature that's just, you know, once again, you know, you're making the game less enjoyable for people by taking away features arbitrarily. You don't need to do that, and I just felt that was a really stupid choice. Didn't need to be there. I think everyone would have enjoyed it more if this could have, you know, oh cool, I have like this peel-off outfit. I'm gonna make it this color, and you know you can fully customize it however the way you want. I think people would have appreciated that a lot more than having just you can these original outfit pieces you can customize. Because I know there's like what was it, Rat's bracers I had for a while. And I was like, oh man, these are really cool, but then it clashed with the rest of the outfit that I had built, so I was like, well, I guess I can't wear these anymore, so I had to get rid of them. You know. So yeah, being able to customize the colors, that would be really nice. And the last thing I really hope that gets fixed in this game is the fucking grinding. Jesus fucking Christ. Grinding has no place in a fighting game whatsoever. There are times and places for grinding. Metal workshops, fine. Meatpacking factories, fine. JRPGs, fine. Your bedroom, fine. Maybe like the living room floor if you don't mind carpet burns, fine. You know, but in a fucking fighting game, grinding has no goddamn place whatsoever. Like the fact that like you have to just sit there and like because of the whole leveling up system, you're constantly like, oh shit, well this guy kicked my ass, time to go do like these 15 parallel quests. Let me just go through all that. You have to like fucking work through it. Also, you know, oh I need to farm for Dragon Balls. Let me go do this one parallel quest 5,000 fucking times until the goddamn Dragon Balls drop. Oh let me and then also you know to do all that like you have to do that at least 3 times if you want to get 3 of the characters, because 3 of them are locked behind friggin' Dragon Ball, which is like, Jesus Christ, why 3? If you're gonna do that many characters, make Dragon Balls easier to find, or like make their drops more frequent. You know, the fact that like they made the characters so fucking hard to unlock, it's like, you have a fighting game. It's a fighting game. People want to use the characters. I'm not saying like make them all unlockable right out of the gate. You know, make them work for it a little bit, but Jesus Christ, by the time, like, I'm not even done on unlocking all the characters in fucking Xenoverse. I still have to unlock Yi Jinglong and fucking Goku Super Saiyan 4, and, like, honestly, like, I feel so fucking done with this game, because I'm so fucking just bored with all the damn grinding missions I've had to do, sitting there going through every single parallel quest to get Goku, going through, like, the same friggin' things to unlock, get the Dragon Balls, to get Yi Jinglong. I'm fucking burned out on it, and I just... Like, things like that make the game less enjoyable, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth, and then, you, like, by the time you get all that shit, at least for me, I don't want to fucking play your game anymore! It's like, fuck it, it's like, whatever. You made me go through all this boring-ass shit, I finally did it, and now I'm burned out on your goddamn game, and now I don't want to fucking play it anymore, now that I finally have all the characters. Extreme Potonin did this exact same thing, where, like, to get, who the hell, like, whoever, like, the last character I unlocked was, I had to go through all the friggin' story missions. I think it was Broly. You had to unlock all the, you had to go through every single character saga. It was pretty much the exact same thing, except with a different character that you were playing as. Or no, not even a different character you were playing as. It was just from a different character's perspective. I didn't give a shit about the story at all. But I was just playing, like, the exact same fights over and over and over again for each character. And it didn't even matter, because it didn't even force me to play as that character, because I could just choose whatever character I wanted. It got fucking boring! So by the time I freaking unlocked Broly, they had just dropped a new patch for the online for that game, and I was just like, fuck it, I don't care. I got the last character, I don't even give a shit. Oh, what's that? There's a whole bunch of freaking assist characters? Pfft, I don't even give a shit anymore. You know, like grinding, like, making people work that goddamn hard just to unlock a character, it's kind of bullshit. It really is. You know, what was it? Super Smash Brothers has so many characters, and yeah, you have to work to unlock them, but you don't have to fucking bust your balls that ridiculously hard to get these characters. You know, you'll unlock over half of them by just playing the game naturally, and it's like, oh, well, you have to do, like, this specific mission, and you have to do this. You know, it's usually not too ridiculously hard, and even if it is difficult, you can adjust the difficulty. You can fix the difficulty setting to adjust to yourself. And that's another thing that this game needed, was the ability to have an adjustable difficulty. Because, yeah, I mean, if you want your game to be fucking hard as balls, that's fine. But Give people the option to fucking make it easier. Yeah, I'm one of those pussies, you know? Whenever I'm sitting there getting gang raped by fucking Kamehamehas from every fucking which way and a goddamn parallel quest, just because I want to play as Super Saiyan 4 Goku, you know, it's fucking ridiculous. I just want that character. So yeah, let me lower the goddamn difficulty so I can get that fucking character. Ugh. So yeah. You can have a little bit of grinding, but don't make it to where it completely just slows down the pace of the game and you're constantly going through the same missions over and over again just so you can gain up levels or gain Dragon Balls. You know, that's not good replay value. That is just boring the shit out of your player base. Ugh. So yeah, there's all the things that I really want to see done with that game. Believe it or not, like I said, even though I'm complaining about all this shit, I love Xenoverse. I think it's one of the best Dragon Ball games I've played. I'm super excited for Xenoverse 2. Honestly, the only thing that has me a little disappointed right now is the realization that clicked in my brain when it's oh, cool, they finally announced Xenoverse 2. 2 weeks after they announced a Future Trunks arc. So they announced a Future Trunks arc, and then announced a video game that's gonna be Future Trunks centric. Huh. And the Future Trunks arc of Super was promoted by Toei. It was Toei's idea that they gave to Toriyama for him to write a story about. Huh. So I guess that arc of Dragon Ball Super is now just gonna be a big old Xenoverse commercial. Hopefully I'm wrong about that. Probably not. You know, because, let's be honest, this show's here to sell toys. You know, what better way to sell a toy than to make an entire arc that is a commercial for a video game? Yay. Also, that whole connection of, this being a commercial, that being a commercial for this video game. You know, if I were any other DB YouTuber, I probably would have made that its own 15-minute video instead of tacking it on to the end of this one. See, guys, bonus content, more bang for your metaphorical buck. Okay, yeah, until next time, guys, Zeon, out.